I didn't mean to do that, but okay.
Well, hello, live.
Well, we live now. I was trying to put up the whole little intro thing. Matter of
I'm here
fact,
now.
let's just do it this way so it'll feel like I did something.
Let's count it
Uh,
down. 30 seconds.
yeah, I don't want to count it myself though. Yeah, let's go ahead and we'll set it off. That way everybody know we coming, I guess. And here you go. Let me see if this works. All right. Well, it's not
That's
working.
stupid.
Oh
It's
wow.
Oh,
not working.
well, we're live, so it's like embarrassing. So,
No.
All right. Well, hey, it went off. All right. Well, it is what it is. My bad. All right. I just had a little moment. Well, glad everybody's here today, and those who are coming, those who are on their way. We appreciate y'all. Just making sure we're always where we're supposed to be on my phone here. Hold on 1 second. All right. Looks like we are. Yep. And there we go. All right. We're good. How y'all doing? Y'all all right? All right.
uh-uh.
Good to see y'all. I say, how y'all doing? Hi, Tracy. How
Oh,
are you?
I
Hey,
thought you were
she
talking to
thought
the
you were talking to the
people.
people.
Yeah, I thought you were talking to the
Oh,
people. Yeah, I'm
no.
sorry.
Well, them too.
Yeah.
As y'all get, let me put this out here right now, so everybody don't be tripping later, asking me a bunch of crazy questions and all of that. It is cold in Las Vegas. Now I understand that it's not cold like it is where y'all. I get all of that. So everybody like, nah, ain't that cold? Blah blah blah. Well, when you're used to 117-degree weather, and then
How
it
cold
drops.
is it?
Tonight is gonna
60s.
get down to four. Wait, tonight is
Right
gonna
now
get
it's the
down
60s.
to 40, 40.
Right now it's the 60s.
So it's gonna get down to
How,
40 tonight.
how
Say again.
I was trying to do the violin thing, but I can't do it.
Well, it's 40, 45 tonight. It's gonna drop down to, but tomorrow it's gonna get down to 39. So it's
Ooh.
dropping there.
But that's
So
not cold, cold.
well, again, when you're dealing with 117, 115, 111, 100,
Okay.
and Satan's finger, then you get to this point and it's like 39. Now again, I know back at home it gets down to -2 and
Right.
21 and
Right.
19 and all, I get all that. But right now, I'm just saying from my vantage point, it's cold.
And
So
that be
yeah,
hard cold too.
yeah, it gets down. It gets down. So, but it'll probably get warmer before it's colder. All right. Well, I don't know what everybody else says. We here. That's good enough. Um. So yeah. I just saw this in Atlanta. This was a day ago that there was a gunman in the Four Seasons Hotel in Atlanta that barricaded himself and started shooting at people.
Ooh,
Um,
that's
and
scary.
haven't gotten any word yet if he actually was caught. But that's the last word that I got was that he's over there doing the most.
This is currently right now.
So yeah, it was a day ago. So I'm still waiting
Oh,
on information to see if
those
the
don't last too long.
yeah. I
Yeah.
mean, considering the one that was dealt with in Las Vegas a couple of years ago, where the man was at the Mandalay Bay shooting out at a concert outside and killing certain people or whatever. That was a very bad situation. So Atlanta, we praying for you, man. Even if we don't know who got hit, we don't know who, none of that.
Yeah.
Just to know that somebody's out there shooting like that is crazy.
You
They
know
did
what
the
was
same
one?
thing.
Sorry.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, it's cool.
You know
Go ahead.
one of the craziest ones? Well, shootings or like mass shootings that was crazy to me was the one Malvo. I think it's Malvo, something like that, where like
John
it was a
Malvo. Yeah.
son,
Yep.
yeah,
Yep.
son, a stepson and a man. And they were like shooting
Yep.
out of a
Yeah.
Cadillac.
In
So
DC.
that
Yeah.
was the craziest thing because, and I hate to say that I'm like this because I don't want to be like this, but like I just assumed it was somebody that wasn't black.
Of
Okay,
course.
because we don't
We
do
all
that.
did.
Like we shoot right in front of your face. We ain't gonna go around doing all this other crazy stuff, right?
Right.
Um,
Matt, what up,
so it
man? What's the
was
word? Go ahead.
it was interesting to know that it was a black man, but he was like coercing, or it sounds like he was coercing the young man or his stepson or whatever to do it too. That was just, I was like, black, like, like I said, I hate to say that because we shouldn't stereotype, but my gosh, that was weird.
Here's what the funny thing about that was. They were looking around for days and days for shell casings and they couldn't find any.
Right.
And that was because he was shooting in the trunk. He had knocked out the key entry and was shooting through the trunk of the car, so nobody could find anything on him. The only reason why they found him was because he told them.
Pretty much.
Because the young boy went on a payphone and said, people are about to die. This is where they're going to die at. This is what's going to happen. They told him. If they hadn't told him and they had done it the way that, they would have got away with that.
Right.
They literally, and you say a black man. Yeah, here's the thing. He reportedly was actually, at one point, he was working with the FBI before.
Yes.
So, they didn't even think how an FBI agent would think if it was them that was doing it, because they're like, well, it won't be one of us, but they come to find out that he was a black man with another black young man. It was a stepson, I believe, like you said, Malvo, and I forgot the other name, but yeah, they were out there literally shooting people through the back of I think it was a Caprice Classic or something like that.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
They pulled the actual lock mechanism out of the trunk and shot through the trunk and dug a hole in there, so they could actually see what they were shooting. But you couldn't find any casings because they were falling in the car. Like, how ingenious is that?
Those cases were hot.
Yeah, they were hot, but they weren't found. I'll tell you that much. So,
right. That's great engineering. That's perfect.
It is.
Oh yeah. It's like
unless you Tracy, don't be using that.
Oh God.
Don't worry.
Like, that's great. She's like, that's smart. She's like,
She said, but I'll do mine the other way. They already did that. I don't want to be like nobody else. I'm just gonna do it my way. I don't need nobody else's intuition. I got my own. So yeah. All right. So here we are now with there's a voter purge going on in the state of Virginia. So
what does that mean?
Now here's what they're saying. They're basically saying that there are non-citizens who have voted in the state of Virginia. And so now what they're doing is they're going to allow the state of Virginia to purge and to purge all of the votes. So basically they could start over.
So if I went out and I voted, I gotta go back.
You have to go back.
Here's my thing. How were you a non-registered citizen and you voted? How?
That part, because you got to look it up on the exactly.
Yeah, and just first of all, we know what all this is. Let's stop playing. We know what this is. There was a race that was going on ESPN. Big Sis, what up? And they showed through the voter registration, it was a mistake. They showed on the screen while these cars were racing that Kamala won. They showed it, but it was a mistake. It's the way that it happened. I kept looking. I was like, maybe this is a joke. This is a prank. This is something else. Something else is going on. No, they made a mistake. They were reporting something else and ended up reporting that so far Kamala is winning so far. So now all of a sudden they got to go to VA and sit up there and pull these ballots and pull these votes in so they could turn around and say, okay, well, now we got to turn around and do this. Now we got to turn around and do that. Y'all got to pull your votes. And my thing was, didn't this go on? I said I wouldn't forget. But back when I believe it was George Bush, what was the other guy's name he was going against? Jerry. What was Jerry's last name? Jerry, I forgot. It's been so long. They did the same thing where they said Russia was tampering with the ballots. And I'm like, first of all, how are they tampering or anything? They ain't even over here.
Right.
How do they have access? That's the question.
How did y'all put your hand in this pot and you got to travel at least 12,000 miles? How did you even do that? So you mean to tell me
But why would you care?
Why would you care? Well, now why would you care is a great question. The answer would be what I'm finding out is that I know for a fact that if Donald Trump becomes president, y'all get under something because this going to be a war. Like for real. At least with Kamala, if she gets in, now it's just every man is upset because a female is in there. But if Donald Trump gets in there, it's going to be dictatorship. It's going to be a war. It's going to be all kind of money problems. This country is going to see the worst of the worst. I believe if that man gets back in there.
Yeah.
I just believe that that's going to happen. You know, he's saying he's going to punish women who get abortions.
Help us, Lord.
He's going to punish them. He's basically telling them, you go to get an abortion on your way to the abortion clinic, you either go to jail or you die. You know, and it's just going to be a mess. So
he's in
our. You know that's somebody with a sordid mind.
Oh yeah, he's not thinking about anybody but himself.
Yeah.
You know, but the crazy thing is
I feel like he wouldn't care, right? I feel like he wouldn't care either way. But I'm sure that he's had women get them because of his actions. But I think because he is a Republican, he's like, oh, I got to stand for what the Republicans Party believes. Instead of thinking that through, he like, kill them all, or destroy them all, because he just doesn't have a mindset of solutions. He's a mindset of his solution is get rid of it and let's move forward. That's over with. Moving on. What's next? You know what I mean? So, and it's only because of the way that the Republicans believe and think. It's not because of really what the Republicans believe and think. You know what I mean?
Right.
Here's what I want to say to that. Donald Trump is no different than any other president. If Congress doesn't want to solidify your wishes, they're not going to. Period.
Well,
you said the Republican Party, right? Okay. So he got a lot of backing in that area. And sorry to say, there are a lot of Republicans in Congress. Period.
It's a lot more Republicans than there are Democrats. You're absolutely
Democrats.
Right.
And the sad part about that is that when you get to the brass tacks of it, let's be clear. I want us to all be clear. We can expound on this as much as possible. I'm gonna tell you who don't want none of us over here. It's them Indians. They want all of us to get out of here.
That's true.
Get out of here.
They like Todd Tribbett. I want it all.
I love it.
They don't want none of us here. That's why you see on the reservations and stuff, they're just watching us deteriorate while they keep their land. You know, on the Indian reservations, you can't even go on there without their permission. You can't walk through there. You can't step foot on their reservation. They will shoot you, and because they don't live by our laws.
That's right.
At all. If you go on their reservation, whatever happens to you happens. And that's what's funny. That's real power. Everybody talking about, buy land, get real estate. Nah, homeboy. If you are a person who is a part of this particular area and they can't, because see, if you own land, they can still walk on your land and try to take it. The Indian reservation, you can't even walk on there.
You're right.
If your last name ain't Little Bow Wolf or something, they taking your ass out of here.
Bow Wolf.
They doing something to you. They are going to let you have it. I saw one time on Instagram, there was a police officer that came on the reservation. There was something going on. And this man got out of a pickup truck, stopped the cop, made the cop get out the car. He said, you got 5 seconds to get off my land. I could kill you and nothing happens to me.
Oh, wow.
And the cop was like, well, we got a call. He was like, well, I don't know who called you, but they ain't call up here. You don't have no jurisdiction up here. You don't come up here unless we tell you to come up here. And that man got in his car. I think he thought twice about it. He was like, let me get the hell out of here. He went back down that hill. Matter of fact, Tanya was in San Bernardino by what's San Manuel? The casino. It was right up there. Yep. It was right up there. Because y'all in San Manuel, there's a casino called San Manuel, and it's right in San Bernardino. And there's certain parts of San Bernardino, California, that are extremely beautiful, but there are not many of them because the majority of the city is the hood. Like for real.
What happened was I'm sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
The housing market went down, and people from the inner city of Los Angeles County came and bought homes.
Moved there.
That became
Well, our muscle-bound governor at the time, Arnold Schwarzenegger, basically decided that anybody who got out of prison in LA had to go between 49 to 62 miles away from Los Angeles. They couldn't
I
stay in the
picked things
city.
up,
They
I
had to
put them
go.
down.
Right. So a lot of them went to a city called Lancaster, Palmdale. They all went up that way, but then the majority of them had families in Moreno Valley and San Bernardino and Colton and what's the other one? Rialto and that. So they all went that way, and so the property value went down. But I'm telling you, it was a church I used to play at. You go up the street and go around the corner, they're $1 million homes, literally, and across the street from a golf course. So that area is kind of like you can't go over there. But if you go up that hill and you go all the way to San Manuel Casino, right above the casino, you'll see this whole city. It's an Indian reservation. They're waiting on you to come up there.
Oh man.
They're waiting on you to come up there. They're waiting. They want you to. When San Bernardino had some fires about 3 years ago, the mountains were on fire. Like literally, you could see this one line of fire going straight across the mountain. And I kept saying, like, I wonder if the Indian reservation got hit. They never got hit. But the fire department was trying to come up there and check on them. They was like, "We all right." They stopped them at the gate. They was like, "Don't come in here." They don't play, because they don't like how we treat this land. They don't like it at all. They don't like it at all. They just don't like it. How do I know this? Man, I spent a lot of time in California, and I always pay attention to the Indian reservations because I want to know what it's like to be able to tell America in America to kiss your tail. That's the funniest thing in the world to me. When you're in America and you got a gate and you can look at the other side of that gate, see America and tell them just go to hell. That's the funniest thing in the world to me. So I've always paid attention to that. So
I
yeah,
feel like, there are, like you said, there are some beautiful places in the IE period, and there's some spots that
the
are.
Inland Empire is a section of Southern California that spans all the way from the IE, considered, we're looking at Corona, Riverside County, and San Bernardino County. Those are all considered IE. And San Bernardino County goes all the way to the state line until you get to Nevada, actually. But you have Ontario.
What's that place that we went to, that church? But where we go to when that's San Bernardino County in Victorville?
That's San Bernardino County. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I didn't know that.
All that. It's the city of Hesperia, Victorville, Barstow, all that San Bernardino County, all of it.
I had no clue.
So yeah, it's a lot, but but again, the Indians own that stuff up there too, and they just wait. Apple Valley, all of that. They got reservations all up in there.
Yeah, there's a reservation in San Diego. There's I forgot what it's called, but
so that one too.
I never knew that.
Yeah, I can't remember the name of that. What's the name of that?
I forgot the name of it.
Yeah, but they do have one there too.
They're everywhere, man.
How did you enjoy your birthday, or how did you enjoy Vegas?
I did. I enjoyed myself immensely. And I can't wait to get back out there just to get a good break. For those, and forgive me for being all camera, y'all, I'm eating dinner. I'm just getting home like 25 minutes ago. But for those that have never been to Vegas, you want to go. Like, it's the place to be. I'm literally just like flabbergasted at this Formula One thing and how they have taken over the strip. I would never expect that anything like that would happen.
And for those who don't know, sorry, go ahead.
So, Myron, what's up, man? Well, I did a workshop with Edwin in Riverside. Oh, Maggie Winch. Hey, Maggie, how are you? I was like, who know Edwin like that? I'm sorry. Yeah, Formula One, they do it now. They have a contract for 10 years. So what they do is it's actually starting this week. It actually started yesterday, actually. It goes through November 1st. They are shutting down the Las Vegas Boulevard street. Like the whole street is shut down. It's not just one section, the whole street. And they shut it down for 3 to 4 days. and they have racing there. So basically, it's Formula One. So they just go up and down, and they go around too. So like certain streets like Koval and all that is completely cut off. And yeah, for the next 8 years, they getting ready to do that.
And I think
8
the
years.
part that Scott is speaking to is that they take over so much, like, and for what we can see months in advance, that they built structures that are for people just to watch for
I
these few
mean,
days.
structures.
Like,
Tracy, have you ever been to Vegas?
No.
So have you ever seen the picture of the fountains at the Bellagio?
No.
All right. So in front of the Bellagio Hotel, there's roughly, I would say, anywhere between 400 to 500 yards of nothing but space for fountains.
Yeah.
And the fountains dance when the music comes on. The fountains are programmed to dance to the music.
Yeah.
It's absolutely beautiful. The problem
it's a
is now
it's a
from
big
Las
park.
Vegas,
Yeah,
from Las Vegas Boulevard, almost sounded like our Hispanic friend, Las Vegas. From Las Vegas Boulevard, sitting in the car, you would be able to see that stuff. Or just walking on the street, you'd be able to see it. Now, with the way they've got everything built up, you can't see jack. I promise you, it's like a little square in between all of these stadium seats that they've built, and they're suites. So it's glass encased black leather seats that you cannot see around to see the beauty of the fountains of the Bellagio. It blew my mind because everybody goes to Vegas for that particular part of the strip. It is the center of the strip. And now you can't see it because Formula One has come in. And sadly, this is not going anywhere. Like Kevin said, they've signed a 10-year contract. It's not going anywhere.
And let's be clear, Scott, they take them down just after, and they build them right back up every single
That's
year.
what I'm saying. Like,
so
you're doing
it's
all
like,
this work for a week.
Exactly. That's the part. And like Kevin, myself, I would say even his mom and Dad Lawson,
And James.
we love the Lago restaurant. It's like one of our favorite restaurants to go to. And it's in the Bellagio, so you are actually on the inside of the Bellagio.
But you can see out to the fountains.
Yeah, you can see out to the fountains, but you won't be able to see the strip from that view. So it's like so they must be selling these seats for a gang of money.
You know
that they're okay with putting this up, right? It was enough to fund the employees to do it, to fund. And at one point, what was that they were? Oh, that was that was who was that? Was that for the Super Bowl when they had people in the water, a thing in the water, Kevin?
I believe
last
so.
year. Okay, that was another like piece of structure that they actually put some like stands in the water and created a structure very similar, but in the water. Like they had people diving in to create this ambiance too, as well. So yeah, it's crazy. It's crazy.
The thing about it, I was just looking at something else on earlier, and Vegas is building up so much stuff here. Like they got a lot going on, like a lot. There's that mall is getting ready to open. I thought the fashion mall was something. It's getting ready to be like a whole nother situation where probably people ain't really gonna go to the fashion mall that much because this new mall that they got, it's massive. Like they broke down a lot of hotels like inland for. They broke them down. So it's just like all going down over here. Like Vegas is getting ready to be like one big. It's gonna be big.
So I just put it in the private chat. But the tickets range from $150 for general admission to $5 million for the Caesars Palace Emperor package.
And the 150 is for you to stand on the bridge.
The 150 is you standing over by the MGM.
No, the 150
like right
is
at the
you
top.
Standing in the pit when the cars pull in.
The 150 is to watch it on your home phone at home.
I'm like,
that's the purchase on ESPN Plus. That's the 150.
Right. That's the one.
You got to pay 150.
And you got a year's package with them with ESPN. Hilarious.
But I think at this point, it's a lot of people who come to the what's the name, the Formula One. I remember when it first happened, we could not get down on the Vegas Boulevard at all. I was like, I'm never doing this again. But people are like, well, they're gonna mess up the shopping, they're gonna mess up whatever. No, they don't, because those people that are in there watching
They're
it
drawing people
Formula
in.
One,
Still
they
coming.
going over there, they still going over there, you know. And if they don't want to be there, they walk through another hotel and go somewhere else. You know, like it's just one of them situations. I just think a lot of times, you know, when you really think about it, it's like, again, Vegas has become the capital. I remember New York was back in the day.
That's
and
true.
You had Chicago, and then you had like, you know, even LA. LA was at one point the thing to do, but it's Vegas now, and it's still cheaper here than anywhere else. Like for real.
AJ, have you remember that girl mentioned we met? I don't know where we met her at, but we met her, and she was talking about like she was a Formula One like waitress for something. What was that about?
I forgot we were talking about it. She was making a gang of money. I think she made she told us at one point she had made like almost $7,000 like just for one day.
Yeah.
Formula One waitresses make great money.
Yeah, because everybody drinking. Everybody, you just go figure at a spot where everybody's driving.
Awesome.
You're selling alcohol everywhere, you know. So
that's crazy.
It's phenomenal. I think one of the biggest things about it is that, you know, you just got to know what to do. I know WrestleMania will be here in April, and I'm definitely.
Well, a whole lot of people find out there's a new edition this week too.
Yeah. I'll see that show once maybe before they leave.
What's up, Brent?
But Brent, what's happening, man? Brent, what's the word, man?
Boy.
Hello.
I'm surprised Brent didn't come on here with a Halloween wig on.
Oh no.
We were expecting it. We
really were.
Is Halloween today or tomorrow?
It's
tomorrow. Yeah.
Okay, you got one more day.
No Halloween, no wigs for me. At least not today.
I did see one with rollers in your hair. I'm just saying.
Right.
There is, yeah. You know, that's the old lady, so she's in the bed.
Okay, she's asleep. It's past her bedtime.
Past her bedtime.
So Scott, you enjoyed Vegas?
I really did. And I'm looking forward to being back out there next spring.
Yes, sir.
And we have one headed to Vegas now, right?
Mm-hmm.
He should be on his way. Yeah.
I was going to say he didn't land yet.
No, he ain't get here yet. He's on his way though.
So
he is on his way.
So
all right.
What's going on? What is the hot topic tonight? What did I miss?
You ain't missed nothing. We talking about this man in Atlanta that barricaded himself in the Four Seasons Hotel that's shooting everybody.
Oh, okay.
Did they get hit?
I don't know if he got. I saw it on the breaking news. I don't know what the end result was. I just know it was happening.
I'll be right back. I'm going to check. I'll be right back.
All right. So that's that. But
at least he's in a nice hotel.
Exactly.
I can't stand you.
Well, the other dude was in the Mandalay Bay, and you know he was in a nice hotel too. We killed about 20 people outside the concert.
If you got to do it, go to a nice hotel.
No.
I said if you have to.
No, you don't have to.
Well, Brent, the other thing was they having a purge in Virginia where Tracy is. Yeah, they having a purge where they put. Yeah.
Yeah.
Y'all know I wear the same hat all the time.
Wait a minute. Y'all know they got this man?
They did?
He was a 70-year-old man.
No.
What?
Staying in the residential section of the Four Seasons. Not the short-term unit. So he lived there. And they got him.
Did they kill him?
Of course not.
Oh, was he white?
Of course he was.
There you go. All right. He wasn't white.
That makes sense.
Oh, he was white.
Yeah, he was white.
He just, I think the sad part about this whole thing is when you really get down to the brass tacks of it, I say again, if he was white and he was shooting people and they turned around and let him go, that is just a pretty good
He's
sign.
in a local hospital receiving treatment.
Did he get shot?
He's got charges against him being filed, including aggravated assault and reckless endangerment.
You mean to tell me he didn't get tried on the street?
He's been tried in the fire.
He gets a chance to go to court.
Right.
He been tried on the corner.
Right.
Oh, okay.
So in other words, it can happen.
Wow. Well, this is just how I feel about it. The bottom line is, at this point, when you play the game, only those who are eligible to play can play. Black folk ain't eligible to play that game.
Not at all.
At least not the
So-
lower one, the lower class ones, the ones they got to have Oprah money.
There was a guy on my job that was talking to us about, he went to Alaska, and he said that when he went through like customs or whatever, they was checking his bag, and he had this big hunting knife, and they were like, well, sir, you can't have that. You can either take it back to your truck or we can throw it away, but you can't have it. I'm like, for real? Because like if he was black, he'd have been dead.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
No question.
Like I'm sitting there the whole time listening to the story, doing this, going, don't say nothing, because I'm like, for real?
Sounds about white.
Right.
Sounds
Sounds about white. That's right. I think the sad part about it is when it looks like, because we just talked about it earlier, the brother the Malvo guy who was shooting out the car, and the only reason why they caught him again, I say, is because he told them. If he hadn't said nothing, and if they hadn't gone on that payphone and let people know what they were getting ready to do or what they've already done, we would have never known.
right.
I don't feel like I just don't feel like it's something that would have even been, but again, to find out it was a black guy, that really messed a lot of people up.
Messed me up. I'm one of a lot of people.
And just put you in a certain situation where you're just like, you know what, I had enough. And there are a lot of people, black folk in particular, who really have valid reasoning for going off.
True.
If we remember a couple of weeks ago, Brent got on, he was talking about how they were treating him up. And I'm like, yeah, they go after the people they feel they could go after, but when they know they can't go after you, they're not gonna bother you. When the man at the post office went postal, what they do? They was like, why is he going crazy? Why, nigga? Because the way y'all was operating,
exactly why they did it.
Yeah, I'm like, y'all got to pay attention to reality. Reality is that you got this man who is going through all this mental stuff because of how y'all treating him, how y'all dealing with. You know what I'm saying? That's what I'm saying. This election right here, this one right here,
it means
it's about to open up Pandora's box.
This gonna be a big one. This gonna be a big one.
Yeah.
Yep.
I kind of feel like it's gonna be in the favor of what I'm voting for, and I won't say what that is, all that is, but you could probably imagine. I don't know why I don't feel any trepidation about it.
I don't feel trepidation about it. I feel trepidation about the backlash that's going to come as a result.
Yeah, the aftermath.
Definitely.
It's coming.
I agree. That part, I agree.
It's coming.
And it's coming from us. It ain't coming from no other country. We gonna have a problem with it.
It's insurrection.
We gonna have a problem with it. It's not
insurrection all over again.
It's not gonna be.
Yeah, he talking about the bus driver that beat that kids behind in Newark. He lost his job, but his union is actually going to be fighting for him because now what they're saying is he really should not have lost his job because he was defending himself. Now, was it egregious? Did he go a little overboard? Yeah. But that kid also learned a lesson. Don't you put your hands on nobody. And don't you spit on anybody.
Exactly. But see, this is what I'm saying.
Lesson that day.
When you do this kind of stuff, and he ain't the first one.
Mm-mm.
There was another one where that other kid actually spewed saliva on this other driver, and he stopped the bus in the middle of the street. And I mean, that right hook, that fool to heaven and back.
Spit on me.
Because I just couldn't believe it.
Don't spit on me unless I ask you to.
You said define overboard?
Wait a minute.
I don't think it was overboard.
Wait a minute.
They missed it.
Wait,
what'd she say?
Wait a minute.
What'd she say?
Brent didn't miss it. He's sitting right here.
Did not.
What did she say?
What did you say?
Today.
I won't repeat that.
Why
Brent,
even say
repeat it. What
it?
she say?
She said, "Don't spit on her unless she asks you to."
Huh?
Good night.
What the heck?
Kevin, you spitting?
I'm
Is
drinking
that
water.
what
I
you
don't know
do?
what's going on. I'm drinking water.
I've heard you done a lot of things, and I ain't never heard you spit on nobody.
I'm just saying, don't.
Tanya,
That's disrespectful.
Tanya, I think you. What time is it?
It's time for me to go to bed. I'm ready to go to bed.
It's the MSG.
Please don't. Nope, we're not done. No. Oh, Brent. Oh.
Dee, 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 dee. I haven't
I'm so
used.
glad
I
she didn't
haven't
bring that
used it yet.
MSG out over there.
I haven't used it yet.
Good.
Matt Phillips, don't join in that conversation. I don't know. She had no business saying that anyway. Just don't worry about that.
Just let it be.
Yeah, because I don't
Oh,
even know where
Kevin's a
that came from.
spitter.
In the words of the old
Got it.
folks, let it alone. Let it alone.
Yeah, I don't know what that
Kevin is
is.
a spitter. Okay.
Hey man, hey man.
KJ, you want to respond for me?
Respond for you for what?
Wow.
Oh, okay.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So anyway, what was I looking at?
I don't know.
Uh oh yeah. So
Huh?
I wanted to ask this question. What is the one thing you would change about this country?
Everything.
Yeah, I
Can we
can't do
start with
one.
go back to God?
Let's
Yeah,
do that. Yeah, I agree.
yeah.
Yeah, let's start there and then go all the way up. It's on
Because I
y'all. This
really
thing.
think that's where most of our problems have started.
Agreed.
We put God last, and people have been saying it for a long time, but I stand by them with it. You took prayer out of school, you took prayer out of the courts, you took prayer out of the focal front of this world, and that's exactly why we are dealing with the mess that we're dealing.
Because he said seek ye first.
Didn't he?
He did. And it was
And he
not a
also said, if
joke.
my people who were called by my name, the
Will
problem
humble
is,
themselves
like
and
Brent
pray.
said a couple of weeks ago, we had a whole lot of folks that are his people, but they won't humble themselves and pray.
Right.
Because we think self awareness and self manifestation will work.
Yeah, that self awareness is really self detriment.
Yeah,
That's true.
I agree.
Brent, anything? Tracy, anything?
I think the one thing that I would change, if I could change anything about the United States of America, I would change the mindsets of people to have a more optimistic, inclusive, non judgmental state of mind. Just
Mhm.
because something is weird to you doesn't mean that it is weird.
Okay,
Just because something is bad for you doesn't mean that it is bad.
it's
Just
true.
because something is good for you doesn't mean that it's good.
That's good.
Something that's wonderful to me may not be wonderful to you, but we can all respect each other's thoughts and live in a true, inclusive, non judgmental place
I agree.
Can't we all just sing a song?
What
and
song?
hold hands. No, because then you'll be then people will start fighting over who's going to lead the song.
True.
I like to teach the world to sing.
Yeah.
I I personally say, um, we who live in America, we're paying so much taxes and all this other stuff, and all these other people get to come over here for free, and they get to do all this other. Why can't? What about us? We were born here. Make them pay. You want to come over here so bad? Pay for it.
You're talking right.
I'm just being honest. True.
You right.
I,
If they
I
here, make them pay. And
Right.
if
yeah.
we were there, make us pay.
The truth
Well,
be
this
told,
is
when we go there, they do make us pay.
they do.
Well,
But let me say
well,
this: I saw it, I read about it. There's a few countries that are paying people to go to those countries, like to move
that's
there,
true.
like to become
Mhm.
residents. A place in Greece, I believe. There's a place in Africa. There's somewhere else. There's a couple of places where they're paying you up to $60,000 to move there.
Yeah.
Um, Now, the truth be
I'll take it.
told, I just personally can't see myself living in those other countries because I've been here for so long. But you know, when times get hard enough, niggas do what they got to do. So,
Right.
And do.
you know, I mean, it would just be that situation. But the reality of it is that a lot of people are very much so um, into trying to make it about, you know, what's economically clear on doing certain things. When the reality of it is, like you said, and I want to always be clear, going to that museum in DC taught me so much
Yes,
um,
Lord.
that I didn't know, and then it taught me what I thought I knew. Uh, and what it did was it let me know that I don't care how far distance the slave trade was. I don't care how long ago it was. I just wanted to be clear that all of us are here because they brought us against our will some hundreds of years ago. And when I look at how the story of the boat that we were on, where you couldn't open the door to the bow of the boat because the smell was so bad, and it wasn't because we were dead. We were tired. We had wounds that were, you know, reeking of a horrible smell because they were infected. You know, we were being treated like cattle, like rabid dogs. You know, it does put me in it lets me know that this country wasn't made for me. You know, it
Right.
wasn't made for none of us on here. What I do know is that
That's
we
why I
have
don't
all
sing
been.
that song. This land is your land. I don't sing that song.
Yeah, I ain't never sang it. First, I thought it was corny as heck, but I just never
Yep.
sang it because, you know, even the Pledge of Allegiance,
Yep.
I'm
I
like,
don't.
I got a problem with it, and this is before Kaepernick. This is before all of them. You know, I was understanding this stuff way before these boys was even on the football field. But I just think that, you know, when you really get to the brass tacks of it, it's like, yo, like real talk. Y'all brought my people here on some
Yes.
boats like they was cattle from a field, and you put us in this country. You sold us on rocks, hot rocks in the South during the day. You know, in that humid heat, they had no shoes on, they had no socks, they had nothing. And you sold them on this rock. You burnt their feet, you whipped them. You would throw hot water on them after you whipped them. Sometimes your whips had glass in them. You know what I'm saying? And you beat them and all this
At
other
the
stuff.
nine tails.
And you know, then you sold them, and then you made us work outside day in and day out. We skinny because all you feeding us is chitlins and, you know, okra and all that other
And
stuff. You
chicken
ain't giving
backs.
us. Yeah, they all kind of crap to us, and I got to stop because I'm getting pissed right now. If I walk out my door and see a
And
white
they
person, I'm gonna
took
slap the hell out of them.
and they
But
took the book of Exodus out, so we wouldn't know that there was like people escaped. Like
Yep.
that was a thing.
but even with all of that, you know, at one point we couldn't even read, but we wouldn't have known that.
Right.
You know, but the reality of it is they took it out so that because they knew at one point these
We were going
Negroes
to.
gonna learn how to read. So we
Right.
need to take
Mm-hmm.
it out. But at the end of the day, I understand. You know, when I was younger, I used to always see like people like X Clan and some of the Public Enemy. You know, all of them got. I'm like, why they keep talking about this black thing? You know, come on, man, do some real rap. That was real rap. And the
Yeah.
sad part about it was I was brainwashed at the time because I kept thinking that was just unnecessary rap when the truth was the whole time I was learning about how we got over here.
Right.
You know, and that's why you had even with the NWA, we all understand, we know, oh, the gangsters got rap or whatever. No, these boys was coming from what they learned. Yo, they was in Torrance, California, literally on their face holding burritos and stuff because the cops didn't like how they looked, and they got thrown on the floor. They used to beating us down like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? They used to, you know, I was in Patterson one time going right to McDonald's, you know, on Broadway in Madison, minding my business. I'm walking. You know, I get pulled over by Patterson police. You know, they got me on the front of a car with my head on a hot engine door, the front of the car.
Oh
You know what I'm
God.
saying? Talking about we looking for somebody. Nigga, you should have a whole print
A
of who you
whole
looking
description
for.
of who you looking
Right.
for.
You know
And
I
I ain't it.
am. You know I'm not that person. You know?
I would
And let
I
me
would have
say
beat them
this.
up for you.
And let me say this. They was black.
Yes,
Mm.
they
I would
were.
have beat them up for you.
No, they didn't didn't want no hands because at the end of the day, all they was looking for was somebody to shoot. That
I
was
just
the
want
end
you to
of it.
say. I just want you to say thank you.
Okay, thanks, Tanya. I appreciate it. I'm glad you would have done that. But I was so upset. And you stupid. I'm looking at them because I'm like, yo, the sad part about this is, my uncle was a police officer at the time, and I was like, yo, I'm going to tell him. I said, I ain't telling him nothing. You know why? Because I wanted to see them fools on the street without their badges, without their guns. I bet you any amount of money. They couldn't hold a torch to nothing I had going on. But this is the other thing that goes on is that you got a lot of people who literally are drunken with power. You understand what I'm saying? They forgot what's going on. They drunk with power. You think you the house nigga. You think I'm the field nigga. That's your problem. You think because you got a badge and you got a gun that you the house nigga and I'm the field nigga. No. Because at the end of the day, when they say they won't kill
you
all
take
black
that
folks,
adjective off, they coming for all of
they
niggas.
coming for all of them. They don't care that you're a police officer at that point. They don't care. You a monkey there, everybody like everybody else is. But I think that's what got me. So what I would change, literally, honestly, is I think Brent said it earlier, but just piggyback off of that. It's like the narrative, just this whole thing about, if all of us got shot, in the middle of, the street, let me go further. Let me go to 9/11. You never saw blue blood, black blood, white blood,
That's true.
yellow blood. But all you saw was red blood. Everybody bleeding, and everybody had the same blood.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, I would just change the narrative. It is the mindset of people. But I just think a lot of times we get so drunken with power. I was living in Oakland, another cop. I was at a Merritt Bakery. I'm walking past a cop. I tried to get out of his way. I'm like, how you doing, sir? Go ahead, And he takes his elbow and extends it from his body and pushes me against the wall. Just out of nowhere.
I want to beat him up.
These cops are packing.
Okay, thank you, Tanya. I appreciate you for doing that.
Go ahead, Tanya.
But when I got outside, there was 9 police cars out there, and he came outside, and I told him, I said, yo, if you take your badge and your gun off, then we'll really see exactly who you are. What you say, nigga? What you say? I mean, that's how he was talking. I'm looking at him like, bro, take that badge and your gun off and let all your colleagues around here see you get your ass beat. Go ahead. I want everybody to see it. He never
By
did.
me.
And they was like, listen, just go ahead home. Just, don't worry about it. And they kind of almost, if I could put it this way, they like rubbing his shoulder like, oh, it's all right. I'm like, nah, he forgot. Because if you go to San Francisco with that same attitude, they'll knock your tail down so fast you won't even have nothing to think about, bro. But that's how they are. We forgot. So I would change the narrative. I would bring it back to where black people remember that they're trying to kill all of us.
Yeah.
So we gotta stand together. We can't watch one eye and then the other one says, well, that wasn't me.
Right.
Because back in the early days, they didn't live like that. They didn't live like that. So, all right, we can move on from this because just talking about that, I got upset.
His blood boiling.
Tracy, what's going on over there? You're so far away from the camera and you're in the dark. Are you being petty?
Here we go. All right.
Yeah. She turned it back off.
Oh, there you go. Oh, wait.
So Donald Trump said nobody has taken better care of Puerto Rico than him.
Oh, my.
Why are we even entertaining this man?
He can take a long walk off a short pier.
Nobody probably dropped off more sperm in Puerto Rico than him.
Right.
Right.
I agree.
My whole thing is why? Well, I guess they were asking him, but he was in a garbage truck. He was like, I'm not answering any of that. Matt Phillips, thanks, man. Appreciate you. Sam Scott, what's up? What's going on, brother? Yeah.
Not Reverend.
It really got me to a point where I was like, he's only doing this now. Donald Trump just knows how to get our attention, y'all.
He does.
He just knows how to do it. He knows trolls are real. Like they just know how to get on your nerves.
He's an entertainer. That's all he's doing. It's just entertaining.
Yeah.
Just riling his people up and
badly.
Yeah.
Because he's not. To me, it's like you have to get to a point where you really honestly tell yourself, it's really just Donald Trump. It's Donald Trump talking. Like you just got to tell yourself that. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like you'll find yourself getting so agitated. The real truth is Donald Trump is just an idiot. He's a rich idiot.
That's a bad name for idiot. Jackass.
Yeah. Okay. Well. All right.
There we go.
I'll be trying to keep it clean, but y'all be lighting it up every time.
It's clean. Jackass is in the Bible and is in the dictionary.
Not how you using it though.
It's in the dictionary that way. It's not in the Bible that way. Yeah, but in the words of the late Bishop Pettiford, if God can use a dumbass,
and here we go.
Well,
surely.
All right, so we got all of that. I gotta go back to this, man. I had a conversation with my mom today, and Brent, I know you told me if she don't come on, you're not coming, but she didn't feel well today, and she told me today she had to take some medicine. She's gonna have not a procedure, but a test done tomorrow, so she needed to rest. I asked how she felt, and she said this to me, and it really woke me up. She said that concert that's going on right now with Kirk Franklin and the Clark sisters and Yolanda Adams and Fred Hammond and all of them. She said everybody is doing what they do. And we get it. She said, I don't think I could stand there and watch Kirk Franklin gyrating and stuff all day. I don't think I could do it. She said, but in reality, she said, they have taken some of the songs of yesterday and literally contaminated them for the sake of a show as opposed to them changing lives.
Yeah, I agree.
She said these songs that they are singing
That's exactly
literally have saved lives. She said right now, I haven't heard anything. She said, and I just, I'm hoping it's happened, even though I didn't hear it. But I haven't heard about anybody getting saved. I haven't heard about anybody. She said, I haven't heard of that. She said, and it could be happening. I don't know. She said, but from what I see, when they was doing that little Michael Jackson line dance thing, and then when Kurt Franklin's up there in them boots with them pink suits on and running around and all this stuff, she said, I don't know what to think anymore. And y'all used to be mad at Ty Tribbett.
Right.
Right. Well, let's be clear. They were mad. They were mad when Kurt came on the scene. They were mad when Kurt first came on the scene.
No, not at all. Because Kurt, when he first came on the scene, Kurt was with Georgia Mass
Kurt was churchy.
Well, I mean, I'm talking about with Stomp and all the when he had
but Stomp was later. His first album was Why We Sing, and again, it was still church.
Yeah, but them old ladies at my church was, I went to a culture church. It was like,
oh no! By the time we got to Stomp, it was like, what in the world happened? Because that was God's property. But when he came back with Rebirth, he grabbed everybody right back.
No, he did. He did.
Well, Hosanna is not his name, but that's beside the point.
Pit, right?
Say it again, Tracy.
When he fell off the musician pit and he
that was right.
That was Rebirth. Yeah. That was a concert that he was at.
Yeah,
he fell 11 feet down and thought he was going to be dead.
Right.
But no, when he came back with Rebirth, with like I said, with the exception of saying, "What's his name?" Hosanna. No, that's not a name. Hosanna is a cry for help, but that's beside the point. That album, it touched everybody because he tapped into Shirley Caesar. He tapped into Yolanda. He tapped into every generation.
Willie Neal Johnson. He got Willie Neal Johnson
every
up
generation.
there.
Yeah. But I'm like Myron said, he needs to bring the family back. Tamela and David were his solid singers.
But you know why he can't bring them back? He can't bring them back without apologizing to them.
I was about to say there was a lot of hurt that came out of that group.
Yeah, he can't.
Tell me what's going. Tell me what that makes sense to me. What happened?
The bottom line was, at one point, Kirk Franklin was going through a really bad period and ended up doing a lot of stuff with these people, and basically he turned on them.
Yeah.
That's my boy. He's like a big brother,
The same thing he did to the Walls group.
Yep.
Yeah, he turned on him. He basically saw there was money that was owed, there was feelings that was hurt, there was hearts that was broken, all of that, and he just let them go. Tamala and David are the only two that he really just sat with and said, "Okay, listen, y'all, this is what happened," or whatever. But everybody else, he hasn't gone back and said anything to these people.
Because he needed them because Tamla and David started getting network money. So
That's
Yeah,
they would always
That
refer
one,
back to
and now
Kirk
behold, the
Franklin.
Lamb put Tamala on the map, and everywhere
Exactly.
they went, it didn't matter if it was Christmas or Easter. They wanted to hear "Now behold the Lamb."
Myron, you stupid, but the truth is, Big Tamala was the one. You right.
Big Tamala had a
Man,
special
that
anointing
was
on her.
hilarious. He said, "Bring Big Tamala back."
Big
That's
Tamala back.
hilarious.
Big Tamala had a special anointing on her.
She did.
But you know what? I want to say this. Have y'all noticed that individuals who have spent time getting all this liposuction and doing all this, have you
She didn't get
noticed
that.
that? Have you noticed that they are literally not as powerful as they were
it's
when
less.
they were naturally?
They
I'm
don't
gonna
have the
say it.
girth.
I'm gonna say it. They don't listen. I'm gonna tell y'all what Kimberell I love. I love the
Big
Kimberell off the
Kimberell.
first album.
Right.
That
'Cause she
first
still had a
album.
little Holy Ghost.
Listen, that's when Jesus was sitting next to her on that album.
Yep.
Even on the Everlasting Life album. Even on
That's
the
true.
that was
That's
a
true.
well-produced album, but it was still that was Kim.
Yeah.
But when she started getting into this sweet love and all that, when that started
I
happening,
like Sweet Love, but okay,
no,
I did.
I didn't.
I did.
No, that's
It was missing something.
A
It was-
I
lot of
mean,
something.
yeah,
It was
but it was
missing Jesus.
it was missing God. That's what that was.
Right.
Because even on the Everlasting Life album, when she did all of that, like there was not a song you could not really listen to and feel like you still had that. You know what I'm saying? But
Right.
this situation, no, this was bad. But I promise you, I think one of the biggest things about this right now is us understanding that, when they get this surgery, and because I think in my mind, I think what they're trying to do, they're trying to keep up with something that really should be keeping up with them.
Yep.
I agree.
You know what I'm saying? Like, let's be clear. If you are 290 pounds, but people are getting saved, it's not about your person. It's about the anointing that's on you. But when you turn around and you decide that you're going to go have liposuction and put yourself near death to look like a certain thing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I wish these women would understand. If you're trying to lose weight to look like somebody else, you are literally putting yourself in harm's way to look like somebody who don't care nothing about you.
That's true.
or don't even know you.
Their social media
But
has,
I also believe. I'm sorry.
Go ahead.
I also believe that you also want to make yourself better. Like you get tired of seeing that because not everybody sees you naked. Just you and your significant other sees you naked. So you may want to get that. And I don't
But
know
see,
why
but no,
I'm not giving them an excuse. I'm not giving them an excuse. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just saying that they probably getting tired of looking like that.
Here's my thing. If you're tired of looking like that, then you do what you have to do to make it better. I'm saying there are natural ways to do it. But when you want to get it done right away, where you're willing to put yourself in harm's way, there's several of them, especially in gospel, who were near death simply because of the fact that, the doctors hit an artery or, messed with a vein or, put something inserted something in there that infected your bloodstream. Something happened that would not have happened if you just would have got up and walked.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Or if you went to nobody's saying that, you got to do the gym or whatever. I'm still not want to talk because I know how I used to look and I know what I need to get back to.
We miss the lack, or there is a lack of discipline.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking for the easy way out, not realizing the easy way out is killing you
good.
faster.
That's good, Scott. That's good. Lack of discipline. You're right. That's including myself. You're right.
So at the end of the day, the bottom line is, mentally, there's a lot of messed up people mentally, especially in gospel music. There's a lot of people that are looking at Beyonce. They're looking at Meg Thee Stallion and Nicki
they're not
Minaj,
looking back at you.
And they're not paying attention to you. As a matter of fact, let's be clear. They were looking at you at one point because you were different from them.
That's right.
Now they not looking at you no more. Now they
Because you
see
looking
they
like
got,
everybody else.
you
You
got a
authentically
BBL,
you.
they got a BBL, you got a BBL. They wearing even some of the stuff these ladies wearing to church now. I'm like,
Where's
okay.
the respect for the house of God?
All right.
Yeah.
There was one pastor in California that said, if you can't wear it to the courthouse, don't wear it to God's house.
That's
You
it.
know, and I mean, at this point, I just feel like a lot of people have spent a lot of time trying to, make things look a certain way. I'm guilty of it, so let me say it. But a lot of times, even musicians, we will put R&B songs in the gospel. But I'm gonna tell you why we did it. I'm gonna tell you why we did it. We did it because we knew it would attract y'all's attention.
That's very true.
Mm-hmm.
They do it in
But it
quartet.
all,
Yep.
but
Just
oh
like
well,
Satan.
that's a whole nother thing. But here's the other thing: it got your attention, but now you can't deny that you've been listening to it, because the first thing folk be saying, "Oh, what you playing? Oh, what you, going crazy." And I'm like, yeah, I guess we all listening to it,
Right.
But it wasn't, gospel had a different sound, and that's the word. It had a sound. It had a sound. It didn't sound like everybody else. It had a sound. So I just hate that these people are doing this, and that's why my mom said, she said, I'm not against nobody, but I just feel like, the concert is just, I don't know. She said, I mean, even the clips I've saw, she said, it's just kind of crazy to me that, a lot of people are having hard times with, what's happening now, because at one point we're just not looking at who we're supposed to be looking at. We can't see God when all we see is you gyrating up and down the stage and going back and forth. We can't see that.
You're right.
You know what I'm saying? But
Look up and see God.
it's even some of the stuff that some of the sisters wearing up there now. I'm like, I shouldn't be seeing that. I should
Listen,
not
there
be seeing
is
that. I
in
shouldn't
my
be seeing
choir,
that.
my recording choir, church choir, there is a rule, and this is something that started with the Garden State Choral chapter years ago. The 3 B's: boobs, bellies, and butts. Cover them. Simple. Cover them. And that came from the older women of the Garden State. Like, they used to tell them, make sure it's covered, because when you get up here, you don't want to be a distraction. And I'm like, some of you are naturally a distraction anyway, just because of the way you're built. So you don't want to do anything to accentuate that and then become a distraction. People are coming in here to see God. You got to figure
Or,
out what way
or
to dress
are they?
modestly.
I'm a
Or then
natural
is that,
distraction. Let me
You
tell you
okay?
something real quick. So there was an old lady in my church back in the
Wait a
day.
minute. What'd you just say? Let's what?
I'm a
she
natural
said it.
distraction. I am. Well,
No,
we
what's
know
the
this.
next thing you said after that?
There was an old lady in my church who would tell me not to wear shirts that are shorter than my elbow, and I didn't understand why. And she said, because this part right here, right? Hey, am I showing
Yeah.
you it right?
Yes.
And I said, I went, excuse me, like, excuse me. If you go like this, anybody, any of y'all, men and women, go
That,
like this and close it, it do look like a clean.
but I mean, you really got to be imaginative to go that far and
Ma'am,
start up. I
she
mean,
was like in her 90s.
Well, see. So,
Bring it back,
okay.
Brent. Bring it
She
back,
comes
Brent.
back. No, hold on. She brings it back to where a time when she's not coming to you from a situation where you're facing like reality right now. She comes back from that time. If she's 90 years old, back when she was 16, 17, 20 years old, I mean, you didn't have social media. You didn't have none of that. And them people were screwing like rabbits back in the days.
I didn't
You
even,
know what I'm
I would have
saying?
never thought about this
you're right.
until, or this, whatever you want to call it, until she said that. And then we were in the bathroom and I said, Granny, what are you saying? Like, I would have never thought that. And now I'm like, especially at a Kojic church, because again, I grew up Kojic 30 years. And I'm like, let me make sure my arms are, appropriate. So nobody's, if I just want to, if I want to do praise dance, that I'm not gonna do that. But if I want to direct the choir, if I want to just raise my hands, I'll just go like this, and they just say, "Oh," immediately. What kind of, I don't know, what kind of imagination? I don't know, but that was
And
wild to me.
this is what get okay. So if she was in her 90s, and if that's where a time that they came from, then the man would have to been in his 90s too. It ain't going nowhere.
If she bent her arm like that, it'd be a sloppy looking. But we can't talk about that. But anyways, go ahead. I'm sorry. Who's next? I'm sorry. I just couldn't believe it. I'm glad we brought
Kevin
this up.
is done with us. Kevin is done with us.
He don't have to be
My
done with. He not
my
done with me. That's my baby.
my daughter is on here. Hi, Siobhan. How are you?
Hi, Javon.
I yeah. Brent,
Just saying,
you
cover
have something to say?
your arms, Siobhan.
Tanya,
Huh? Did you
the
want to
mother
talk to
that
me or MSG?
the mother that told you that, sweetie.
Is she
The
a freak?
reason why she told you that
She a
is
freak?
because she was a bulldagging hoe. Okay.
Why
Oh
would
my!
you
Good
say
night.
that?
Cause ain't no way in the world you gonna think about a ball coochie with an elbow.
Ah, that's my point.
Ain't no way in the world. Look like a clean
I
coochie.
was in
And
that
I
bathroom
don't
for.
care how
Oh, look at
fat
yours!
or
Look at
whatever.
yours!
When I look
Bring
at
in the
this,
camera.
I don't see coochie. I
Oh,
don't.
look at yours!
Now maybe because I ain't seen one in a while, I don't know. But
I am gonna hang up.
mother just told you who she really was. I'm so sorry to be the one to tell you that.
I said, and honestly, after I sat there and
We're
dealt with
gonna
it
move
for.
on from this now.
Okay, all right.
I don't want to discuss this anymore
You know,
because this is
okay.
just too much.
So yeah, I got a little bit of medicinal agents inside of me, so we may want to
That's the
move
reason why I stopped. I said that
on.
we're gonna move on.
And
We're
I
just
don't
gonna.
have no medicinal, but I just like after I dealt with it for like 15 minutes in the bathroom, I was
You were
also getting
raped,
mad,
Tanya. You were
huh?
raped. You were raped.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
For
I
her
don't like
elbow
She
that.
told
was.
you what she think about every time she look at your elbows.
No,
She ain't said to nobody else. You
I
changing lives out
mean,
here.
she's gone. May she rest in peace.
So
Rest in peace to all the old bull daggers. We missed
Oh
y'all.
Lord. Okay,
Y'all
we're
kept the church
moving and
going.
we're moving.
Y'all
Like
were the
Shabazz
real
says,
men of the church.
and we're moving. It
we're
was
gonna
too much, and
we're
I
gonna
started to get mad because I
for
was like, "Dad,
somebody
we
who
can't
doesn't want
stop."
to talk about it, you keep bringing it back up.
Who
I
me?
cannot.
You're
It's all
the one
right.
who
She's
don't
gonna
want to
be
talk
free
about it.
tonight. She's been holding this for too long. This this has had you bound for a long
I
time.
was in my
Free your
20s, and
mind.
You was
I'm
in your
not in my 20s
20s.
no more at
You've been
all.
Free your
holding this for
mind.
30 years. Ain't that
Well,
something?
yeah,
Yeah,
I'm
we're
just saying.
gonna.
I'm just saying.
Ain't that freedom is available for you?
Hey, you're right.
Mm, it's okay. I've been hit on by a lot of the old people in the church. Sometimes they just want a little tail. You know, it's all right.
You know what? You know what? You're right. You and other people on this line. Can you tell me what you doing for your birthday?
Excuse me. What was that?
A hit dog on. Yeah, I wasn't talking about you. Uh, what you
You
doing
know,
for your birthday?
you do know that I could do that, right? You with that? Okay.
Oh Lord, Kevin.
You tried
Here
it.
you go.
You do know you gotta come home for a minute. Oh, man. Anyways, what are you doing for your birthday, Brent?
Nothing.
Okay.
I'm gonna, my birthday's on the 3rd. So unfortunately, I came
Oh.
during the time of the month where we had to pay rent. If I would have knew about it at that point, I would have stayed in the stomach a little longer.
Okay.
But
You didn't know that. You as a baby didn't know that.
I didn't know that.
Can you do me a
So
favor and tell Kevin I love him?
Kevin, your better half of that fat ass says she miss you and she love you. That's how you do that.
I padded it for him to let him know that.
What is this turning into? Good
Kevin is
Uh,
Samaritan
just
after
in
dark.
eternal silence right now.
I did have a question that I want to ask.
Of course. Yeah, it
For
better be appropriate. Let's be
for
clear.
all of the singers, I was thinking about this earlier this morning, just today. For all of the singers and musicians on here, I have a question for you all. When was the last time your gift ministered to you?
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yesterday at a funeral.
Well,
Okay.
dang,
actually,
Scott.
Actually, last
When I
week.
tell you, I literally like yesterday. It was just the emotion of the funeral, of course, because the decedent was my grandfather's best friend and has literally been a part of my life, all of my life, like a second grandfather. And
Yeah.
so having just seen him at the beginning of October, to know that I'm back at the end of October after I just celebrated my birthday, and he just celebrated his 90th birthday on October 10th. Here we are, or excuse me, October 8th. Here we are now laying him to rest. And I'm in the middle of playing. He had 3 specific songs he asked his daughter to make sure that I played. Never Grow Old, um, He Looked Beyond My Faults, and Because He Lives. I told them before I started playing, I said, this is going to be difficult because of who it is. But I know when I get to Because He Lives, I'm going to lose it. I played the first chord and I could not stop crying.
Wow.
And God was ministering to me because it was an interesting weekend. It was a good weekend because it was my birthday, but there was a lot of interesting stuff that happened. And I'm like, Because He Lives, even though there was stuff that I wanted to happen, it didn't happen. But Because He Lives, I can face tomorrow. I don't have to worry about nothing happening to me because He lives. And so yeah, I lost it yesterday. It was bad. I'll post a video later. But yeah.
It be those hymns, man. And
Yeah.
Kevin's right. Like
I was just about to say last
yeah.
week I was in here by myself. I was in here, the dog was asleep, and I plugged this bass up. And this happened to me several times, but I remember last week I was playing. I played at the cross, down at the cross, near the cross. I
Listen, you mess with them
played.
cross hymns and them bloody
Yeah,
hymns, we got a
I
problem.
did. What a friend we have in Jesus. Like I literally played all those melodies on my bass, and I was just walking back and forth across this little area right here. And I just had a moment where I was just like, my best playing is not out in front of people.
Right.
My best playing is when I'm home by myself, and when I'm literally, and it's you say that because you know what? Most people think that because of all the things that I've done, that I have so many favorite periods. My favorite periods were not on stage, were not on the pulpit, were not in a band pit. Was not my best playing is done in my house when ain't nobody looking.
Wow.
And that's because I'm at a point where I'm literally like I have nobody to play to but God.
Right.
Like
That's good.
There's only one person here, so now I'm gonna do my best because I'm not just playing to him, but I'm playing to the one that gave it to me. So when you get to that point, it's like there are no mistakes. And guess what? The best playing is simple.
That's
Now,
true.
when you add in all your stuff to it or whatever, if you play a hymn, if you play Jesus Lead Me Near the Cross, and you play that simple, there is something that happens to you. The whole left side of your body, it completely just goes numb because it's like you just feel like, I'm just at a place now where it's nothing but me and God. A lot of people think, because you in church means you know Christ. No, you're religious. You don't have a relationship, but you do have religion.
Yeah.
But I know with me, it has tore me up. Even when I played, praise the name of Jesus. When I was playing that by myself, I went probably up the scale, but I modulated like 5 times, and I was just sitting there. My eyes were just full of water. Because sometimes you got to lay aside the business of music and you got to go and say, I'm humbling myself to say this is not about business no more. This is about relationship, So last that thing hit me so hard for hours. And in the musician world, we say, "Oh, you just turned straight girl, didn't you?" Yeah, I did. Yeah, I did. Because that thing wore me out, man. That thing wore me out. And hymns are my favorite. I can't stand this other stuff we do. Hymns are my absolute favorite. And a lot of people go to church don't know hymns.
Right.
They don't. I've looked at churches I've been to in the last couple of months, and nobody has hymn books anymore.
Yeah.
Like they're gone. They took them out. They're gone. I'm like,
That's
dang.
sad.
Those songs were written back in the 18 and 1700s. The history of those songs, came up at a
Listen, forget
time
the
when
history. Let's look at the
you
poetic language.
you never. I'm just listening to the poetic language, the Edwardian time period when they were all
Sure.
writing those songs. I'm
Yes,
sitting
sir.
up here going, you know what? And we don't know how to talk. We so dumb. We had to turn around and turn bad language into a language. We call it
Yep.
Right.
ebonics now.
Ebonics. Yep.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But back in those days, if you didn't talk like that, you was dumb.
Listen,
Mm-hmm.
there is a
You know?
song in the Church of God that it blows me away all the time. I mean, I love the whole idea of the song. It's talking about heaven. And literally the song says, I'm dwelling on the mountain where the golden sunlight beams, or a land whose wondrous beauty far exceeds my fondest dreams. Where the air, now they didn't use words like this, where the air is pure ethereal, laden with the
Mm.
breath of flowers. They're blooming by the fountain, neath the amaranthine bowers. Is not this the land of Beulah?
Right.
Blessed, blessed land of light. They don't write like that anymore.
They
No.
Because once
can't.
again,
They can't.
well, one,
Can't
they can't.
think
And
like
two,
that.
while they can, everybody's trying to write something real quick. Take some time and get in that text. Take some time to get in that word and let it speak to you. Because it's all right there.
Yeah.
For
When
me,
go ahead, Tracy. Go ahead.
for me, it was months ago. I was sitting in service and I started to just like play and cry because I was thinking to myself, I'm tired. I don't know if this is going to be my last service or not, to be honest, because
Mm.
I had gotten to a point where I was thinking this may be the day. I think I picked the day, and this is it.
Mm-hmm.
And I just started to
Wow.
cry, and through that release, God started to use me.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
I think the times that I know for me, it's happened in Nashville, it's happened in Oakland, it's happened here and in Vegas even. Um, you know, the way that it happens, it always happens at a time when it's like, all right, I'm moving program out the way. Your rehearsals don't matter right now. It's good to prepare. Always prepare. God
Always.
honors preparation. He does. I want people to understand that. So for all y'all who don't want to rehearse, y'all could go somewhere. God honors
Right.
preparation. He does.
Yes, he does.
He
But
does.
the time that he really moves is when you decide to yield your program to the way
That's right.
he wants the service to go. And I know for a fact that the instrument that I play was not to be played to just make me look good. It talked about play on the string instruments, right?
Yeah.
And me playing the string instrument, I have to be very careful with remembering how I got here in the first place.
Mm.
Because the moment I decide that I'm not going to pray before and after and say, you know, God, you gave me this gift, you can see me praying with Frankie and them all over the place. We all over these cities and I'm praying. But that prayer wasn't just for them. It was really for me because I'm like, you gave me this gift. I didn't sit down in front of no instructor and learn how to play this thing. You
Right.
know, I didn't
Right.
sit down and go to school and elaborate. I didn't go to Five Towns College. I didn't go to Juilliard. I didn't do none of that. And I
Yeah.
Right.
played just as well as some of those people in there, but it was a God given gift. So I had to be very careful and making sure
Far
I
better.
never forget to acknowledge who gave it to me. And I better know something on here that sets an atmosphere. I better know something on here that can take a service to another dimension. Because if I forget that, if I don't remember that, if that's not something that's in my repertoire of music, then I can hang that thing up. Now I'm gonna tell y'all
Mhm.
what happened. Last Sunday, I'm just now being relieved of it, but I played drums in church for the first time and I don't know how long. I think last time I actually played drums in church was 2 years ago. Maybe, yeah. And I got a blister from it, right?
Mm.
Oh
And
wow.
I'm sitting up here and I'm like, why do I have a blister? My hands should be, and clear as day, what it said was because you only do this when you're called.
Mm.
You don't do this. You don't practice. You're
Wow.
not studying. Drums was your thing, and that's what everybody knew you for. You only been playing bass about 27, 28 years. So drums is what everybody knew you on. So when I got up there in that box that they got the drummers in, I was literally setting the drums. I was like, God, this is a good time for you to make a fool of yourself. Don't take this opportunity. Just don't. Don't let this be the time that you decide you're just going to embarrass yourself. Not with me right here. And so I had to remember, like, I had to go back. My body and my mind had to match each other. And that's exactly what's going on now, even with playing bass. You know, if it don't minister to me, it ain't going to touch y'all.
That's right.
You know, so it got to touch me first. Even when Scott was talking about a song, right? You know, when you look at some of the songs, like you said, they don't speak that way. So I studied, my grandmother made me study hymns. Like I studied them. And so when I read the first one that I read, which said, Alas, and did my Savior bleed, and did my sovereign die, will he devote that sacred head for such a worm as I was like, I don't remember the last time I even read a history book or an English book that talked like that. You know what I'm saying? But you had very intelligent people writing songs to God in this book. But I kept saying, why are they taking this book of intelligence out of the church? Like, why do y'all keep taking this book that people have sat down and prayed and fasted
Can I tell you why?
and went on the mountain and literally talked to God? And I'm finding out that a lot of them took it out to church because, number one, it does not showcase you. That's the first thing. The second thing, it goes against your educational skills as well. Just to, like academically,
that's it.
Academically, it's too much for you.
And we're not even talking academically, lyrically. We're talking academically, musically.
Musically, you can't read.
Right.
And
you can't read.
You got people that don't even think. There's so many chords that's going on. You look at Smallwood stuff. A lot of his stuff is based on classical and hymns.
And where did that come from?
When you hear,
that came from years
training.
ago.
It came from training. But again, it's all about wanting to learn. And nowadays, we've got musicians that want to charge these churches $500-$600 to sit at an instrument, a keyboard or an organ. They can't play in every key, so they got to have a keyboard because an organ, there's no transpose on it unless they got a digital one. And then they want to charge you $500-$600 to be there, complain about what they got to play. But if it's got more than 5 chords, they can't do it. And God forbid somebody just gets up and raises at the cross and they like, we want to sing this. And they're looking at you like, I don't know it. I cannot tell you how many times I've had to get up out of the congregation enjoying worship to go to the instrument because somebody on the instrument who was making, I know, 4 figures for that service did not know a hymn that one of the pastors decided to sing.
Yeah.
Man.
You know how many musicians would be in trouble right now if the pastor said, I want to do hymns all Sunday? Do you know how many people will be there? And I'm not talking about the hymns that we all know. I'm talking about the hymns that are not typical.
Well, some of that comes with their people's age. They don't know, like they don't have, and then also their knowledge. I agree with you 100%.
But it also
Let me ask you a
starts
question.
with how bad do you want to learn to do this? Don't call yourself a musician if you're not trying to learn the trade.
I agree.
Well,
like I'm sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead.
No, if I'm going to learn a trade, I got to know the history of it too. So, because that might still be something that's pertinent to my job. So I agree with you 100%.
Well, what I was going to say is you said that it's their age, and sometimes their age doesn't meet what they're required to, to do. Is that right? Did I say that right? It's like their age is, but your age, and you're well aware of Black people and what we went through to get here.
Yeah.
So why can't they be the same way with the church?
You're right. I agree.
So age is of such where we don't have a lot of chronological maturity, but education-wise. And the truth is, we don't go and ask. I tell people all the time, the keyboard player got an iPad, got a laptop, he walk in there, we think he's important because he got computers in his hand. Keyboard player got you know what I'm saying? We got all that stuff happening, but the reality of it is, what if we told you we don't want no stems, we don't want no laptops, we don't want no tracks, we don't want none of that. We want to come in church and we want to sing hymns. You know what he's gonna say? Oh man, dude, I really got to get them to move forward. Like they got to think above that. That's not exactly. We're not thinking above, sir. Because one thing I know about going up, you got to remember what it's like to be down. You don't even know what's down here. So to go up here is going to be way above your pay grade, way above. So like I used to always say when people did classics, you didn't educate yourself on how to do the classic. The classic doesn't need help. You do.
Yeah.
Hymns don't need help. You do. You can play a hymn. When I tell you a hymn will change the temperature in a room, I've seen it happen way too many times. You know, and I've even been convicted. I'm like, oh, we supposed to shout right here. They were singing, man. It would take me a minute to catch on. I'm like, oh, you know, because we need to talk about that too. But yeah, I just feel, you know, a lot of times we have to be very mindful of the fact that we are in a position and in a time where people just don't know how to do things. So instead of them learning how to do the things, they're trying to dumb down the realism of what's necessary. You know, we're trying to take hymns out the church, like Scott said. We're not educated. I don't know how to read a hymn book. But you remember back in the day, you would go to these Baptist churches and they would all have hymn books and everybody was reading out. Everybody was singing the same thing.
Yes, they were. They knew what line to sing.
Yeah. They knew, but they studied. That's just a heritage. Let's move to this point. Scott, you still there?
I'm here.
All right, cool. I don't want to say where, and I'm not gonna. Let me try to pivot this as best I can. Another thing that irritates me in church is if you are someone that gets all these accolades as a pastor and as a speaker, right? What I need you to understand is when we learn how to just say what God said and sit down, church might be that much better. Here's the deal.
Well,
if God told you to come to a church and tell the church, I'm getting ready to move you to another building, say that. We don't need to hear God is getting ready to move you to another building. Let me tell you what the Lord is saying. Y'all have had this happen and y'all have had that. No.
Right.
If you say God is getting ready to move you to a new building, just say that, because the truth is that's really all those who have heard the word already need to hear.
Right.
They don't need to hear anything else. They don't need to hear, you know, I was sleeping in my bed and I woke up, the Lord was dealing with me. Nigga,
you just need to hear that God is making room and God is making waves.
God is getting ready to move y'all to a new building. And then I don't get to turn around and in the midst of giving you all this fluff and stuff about why y'all moving to a new, I don't need to tell you why. You already know why.
Because the building too small.
God's getting ready to expand. Say that, because one thing that I know about your prophetic word, one thing that I know about a prophetic word is that it's going to come as a confirmation. It's not information. We already heard it. You are just confirming where we're going.
Listen to you flowing tonight. Come on here, sir.
That's all it is. So what you need to understand is that when you say what God said, God don't need you to come behind him and reiterate and add to what he's saying. As much as we look at a tree, right? You can see a tree, you know the tree. You plant the seed, the tree will grow. But you don't know all the science that goes into that. That's all you know. You don't look at a tree and go, I can see where the air is coming from. All you know is that trees produce air, but you ain't really knowing where that, you don't know that. So why come behind the person who made that and think you can say better what they said?
Mm-hmm.
Why? So when you hold people in church, for 5 hours,
been there,
trying to make a point that you made.
I mean, you had you late to meet me on Sunday.
Let's see. Now you said I didn't say none of that. I didn't. And look how tired you're looking.
I didn't say anything.
I was hot, mad, and bothered.
I'm like,
no, I'm not.
Let's just get to a point where we understand that when God said it, that's enough.
That's enough.
If he said, tell my people that it's gonna rain tomorrow, I don't give a crap what your words are. I'm going to get an umbrella.
I got a better one for
I don't want to hear nothing else. I'm done.
I got a better one for you. Can we let's go back to the whole idea. Moses, go down Moses, tell Pharaoh, let my people go. Can you imagine if Moses had gone down there, had this whole long conversation with Pharaoh, and then just say, God said, let his people go, went down there and tried to be all glittery and fashionable with his language.
And he was stuttering.
But a whole lot of people still stuck. stuttering. So it would have taken twice as long as it did for him to go down there and say,
I would have let him go off of that. I'd have been like, here, open the gate.
never mind.
Take
Just let
That
him
part,
go.
right? That
Here's
part.
the
That
key.
part.
I can't do
Here's
this
the
no more.
key.
Literally.
I can't do it. You took you like Harlem Nights. You get ready to be
you understand what I'm saying? You understand what I'm saying?
what?
I do not
You going to hell.
a rich nigga. You understand what I'm saying?
Remember
do
we were
now.
watching, babe. When we were watching Love Is Blind, and the father was like, "I take you as my son."
Let me tell y'all right now, if anybody going to hell, Tanya going. I'm gonna tell you why.
I'm not because
that man,
what
you laughed.
No.
You laughed.
I didn't.
No.
I laughed at you. I didn't laugh at him. I laughed at you.
You didn't laugh at me.
I said,
let me tell
I'm
y'all
going
something.
to bed. I turned my
Hey
back
Brent.
to you.
Hey Brent. Hey Brent.
No.
Hey Brent. Let me tell you this.
That's not fun.
Okay, go ahead. Go ahead.
When you started repeating what the man was saying, I said, "I'm going to bed." I turned my back.
I didn't repeat anything. You did. I didn't repeat it.
No. You said
Tracy.
You said everybody's
Tracy.
slow. You said everybody got a problem. I said, "I'm
going okay."
Brent, hold on, Tracy.
So
go ahead.
Show us how you said it.
Just like the man sounded.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Tracy, don't believe the hype. I didn't say it.
I'm not.
She did.
Tracy,
I just want to
demonstrate. We're the only women on here.
Brent, let me tell you. Do you watch Love Is Blind at all?
I have.
Okay. Have you seen this season at all?
No, not yet.
Okay, cool. Then we're not going to give too much away. All we are going to say is that Tanya laughed at this man.
At you, because you said everybody on here is slow. You said, "Look at the sons."
Now I did say that because I'm gonna tell you what. Now let me just let me.
I was actually about to cry.
She crying in laughter because I said up there. I said now he look, but look at them. The mother look a little touched too. Like everybody just looked
and
like.
I laughed at Kevin. I took the blanket. I said, "I'm going to bed." I just went. I took my back. Kevin was over here. I said, "I'm going to bed."
I said, no. All I'm going to tell you is this.
And then what did you say?
And I woke up 8 hours later.
What did who say? Tanya?
You.
What did I say?
He was like this in the bed. He was like this in the bed. What the? What the? And then at the end, he wanted to cry too with me. Huh? That's true. Shame the devil. I'm just saying. Because you right now, you let.
I didn't have a reason to cry. I didn't have a reason to cry.
Yes, you did. You thought.
I'm just telling y'all, it's you got to watch it. Brent, why you keep going off camera? It's funny.
Because this is boring for Brent.
No, I am high and I'm ordering wings.
Oh, what flavor?
Tracy said, "What flavor?" Well,
handsome, why do you keep coming in here? I don't want to play with that.
The other thing is one of the greatest elements of understanding. Wait a minute, is he coming back on another device? What am I saying here? What is this?
That's Scott. Oh,
that's not me.
That's not him.
Wait, it's two devices.
I don't know. Just block it out.
We gonna act like it's two Harriet Winslow.
Lemon pepper wings and
yes,
fried hard and some fries.
Yeah,
boy,
that's the only way to get you order B-dubs.
16 of them.
No, I had some Harold's today, boy. That thing got me right.
I asked you how it tastes. You did not tell me.
They have a Harold's right up the street from me. Literally.
Really?
Why didn't you tell me that? I didn't know that.
Listen, we got to get Brent to Las Vegas because what I want to do is walk him back to his room.
Is it what, Brent?
Is it as good as the one in Chicago?
It's the same people. They're the same people. Same people. They just came here and opened up one. That's all.
Sweet.
And that's how you make money in Las Vegas.
Because we have one down the street from me, and it's really good.
Yeah. We have a Harold's up there. We have a White Castle down the street from the Harold's right there.
I eat no White Castle.
We don't like them.
I can't do it no more, man. I used to
love the gut buster.
Tracy, you leaving that? You leaving already?
I gotta be up at 4.
Oh yeah, you gotta go, baby.
I don't think we're gonna be out here the whole thing tonight. I'm feeling like this might not be a long night.
But sis, I'm gonna be on your side because you ain't been on my side. I'm gonna show you how to be on your side. Go get you some rest.
I got to learn 17. So I've been learning 17 songs for this weekend.
Ooh.
So I think I'm gonna have
Who
to.
you playing with?
Church?
Michael Jackson?
First of all, if I am, you better not show up at that concert. I'm playing with dead people.
Because he did, right. He did too.
Yes.
No, I'm playing with Karen Briggs, the violinist, this weekend.
Okay.
Ooh.
And she's gonna be. I got something to tell Tanya though. This gig is gonna be rather interesting that I just found out.
Why? Tell me, babe. Tell me.
Well, first of all, it's gonna be outside. It's freezing cold out here. I don't like that at
Oh
all.
no, I gotta wear
Ooh,
long
I
sleeve.
hate playing in the cold.
I can't stand it. It's the
Oh.
worst thing. I gotta wear a jacket too.
It's
I
like
hope they-
your fingers are rubbing on bone on.
Yeah, it's cold.
You
This
can't
metal
wear
be
no
cold.
gloves?
No.
No.
Mm-mm.
Like the rubber gloves, like to just
No, Brett.
no.
Rubber gloves.
Rubber
Okay.
glove
I
had
don't
them
know.
strings sound like rubber bands.
They don't have heaters on the stage, Rio.
Did you say
I don't know about this venue. I don't know. I don't know what's going on. What'd you say, Tracy?
Yeah.
what did he say they don't have on the stage?
Heaters.
Heaters.
I thought he said Peters.
Oh,
Oh.
wait.
I'm sorry.
What?
And that's
What?
I was confused.
What's on your mind tonight?
Nothing.
You know,
Wow.
Tracy, every now and again you drop
Wow.
off.
You
Tracy,
are
your
a wonder, Tracy. You are a
your
wonder.
narrative is like a person driving at night with no lights. You veer off the
Wow.
road every now and again.
Here we are.
I don't know. Brent, is that what you said?
Do they not have heaters on the stage for you guys?
He said, "I'm
That's what he
still not
said.
done.
It
I
feels
want to know do they have heat?"
That's what he said. She said you thought you said Peters.
Didn't you see me get real close? Like what?
Well, I know there's a lot of that on the stage.
There's about 5 guys on the stage, so
Some good ones, some bad ones.
oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh
So
no.
sausage. I'm sorry. Okay.
Tracy.
I'm sorry.
Tracy. Wow. You could not have told me that little lady in New Orleans was gonna be saying this on my 10 years later.
Wow. Okay.
All right. Go ahead. We're just gonna let you talk. Go ahead.
Somebody asked.
Go to bed now.
Somebody asked me what I'm. Oh, Tanya asked me what am I doing for my birthday. I'm actually going home to New Jersey on Friday, and I will be there for the whole weekend.
Hope you make it back. God bless you.
What goes on in
bro.
Jersey stays in
Watch
Jersey.
it. I heard that.
I can say it. I can say it. I don't care. I can say it. Everybody
What
else
goes
can't
on-
say it, but I can say it.
What goes on in Jersey stays in Jersey.
Ooh.
Until you get back home. Then
Well,
after that,
I'm not going alone.
I'm
Oh.
sure of that. All right.
Who are you going with is the question.
That's
The
not
person
our
that I'm going with.
business.
I want to know. You can send me a
Oh.
text. Don't worry
The
about
person
it.
that I'm going with. Yeah, that's who I'm going with.
Are you going to West New York at all? You gonna go to New York? You gonna do what you
Oh,
doing?
absolutely. I gotta go to BBQs. I gotta go to Tops. I gotta go to Union Diner. I gotta go to Plainfield Diner.
You got to go to what?
Not Tops.
You got to go to
Tops.
Tops. Is that what you
Yeah,
said?
Tops. I gotta go to Tops. I gotta go to
Tanya ain't
Union
been there
Diner.
yet.
I gotta.
You got to go to Union Diner.
Yes.
Jesus,
On
I ain't heard that
24th.
in so long. Dang.
Absolutely.
Tanya don't know about Union Diner.
And it's a little
I
cool, so I get to put
Tracy,
on
see you
clothes.
later. Have a good night. Get some rest.
Yes.
Thank
Good
you so
night,
much.
Tracy.
All right, love you guys. See you
I
guys.
hate it.
And don't be messing with no sausages. All right.
I hate it.
I'm going to eat. I gotta go
Well,
to
You
we
all
going
when
to
you
the
Tops, you
gonna come
gonna
to? Can we get you to
bodegas.
Vegas? What we won't say to everybody else, but what we talking about behind the scenes. But will you come to Vegas?
I am planning to come to Vegas, actually. Yes.
Okay, but can we do the date that we talked about, or not the date, but the month that we talked about?
We can talk about dates later. I don't know what
I
Vegas
just
is
want to
going to
walk
give
you back
me.
to your room so you can say she's a lawyer. She's a lawyer. That one right there.
You know, I mean, one of my coworkers, she's from Vegas, so she's been talking about it a lot.
She's
And
from here, like
apparently,
actually from here.
she's from California, but
Oh,
she
Okay, that
okay,
makes
lived
more
in
yeah,
sense.
Vegas.
That makes
Her
yeah.
sense.
son is still there, and the way she talks about it, her house is like in some gated community on top of the mountain that overlooks down like
Mm-hmm.
old
Oh,
school Las Vegas or something like that. Old Las
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
Vegas.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so she's in old Vegas.
She
She
in all of
said,
it, like
Be ca-
East Vegas.
be
Yeah,
she
careful over
said her
there.
house
Okay.
is 4,000 square feet.
that's about right. That's East
In
Vegas.
old
That's about
Vegas?
right.
Oh,
East
Yeah.
Vegas.
oh,
Her
okay, okay.
deceased husband was Jewish, so she's a Spanish woman. So I'm like, oh, so you rich? And she's like, no, I'm not rich at all.
You ain't broke.
And the son live in the house, so yeah,
Well,
you
there
Yeah,
we
know,
go.
it is what it is. But
that's phenomenal. Well, I think it's cool. I think they should you should enjoy yourself. Maybe we'll meet them when we're here because
it's gonna be
everybody.
cold, and I can't wait because it is still
Wait, when you
80
plan on coming?
something degrees in Houston
When do you plan on coming, honey?
to Las Vegas.
Hmm.
It's gonna be sometime next year.
But like what? Sometime early, sometime middle,
I don't
sometime
know.
old,
I
He
don't.
don't know
Does it
yet.
get does it get cold in Las Vegas?
right
It's
now it's
cold
like
now. It's
60.
cold. It's not 60 anymore. You can stop saying that. It's actually 55
I'm
here,
about
and
to tell you right now what it is.
it's
That
gonna
ain't
get down to
cold for you,
40.
Kevin.
It's gonna be 40. No, I've been on the West for a long time, so my blood kind of thinned out. But you know, it's still. Here's my thing.
It's
It's
58.
not. It's cold. It's 55 here. It's cold for me. It's cold because I've been here so long that normally living in Vegas, because we come out of that extreme heat, anything that's not the extreme heat is cold. So
It's
it's kind
extreme.
of
It's not even just regular. It's extreme. I agree with you.
it's
100%.
very hot. So when you go from that, like you at 115, 119,
Mm-hmm,
and then you
mm-hmm.
drop down to 45, that's a big drop. Ain't no middle ground. We don't have a spring here.
Okay,
You know
got
what I'm
it.
saying? So we go from heat to cold. We don't have no middle ground. So it's kind of,
And Scott, did you feel like it was hot on Sunday?
I don't know if he's still there. He might have stepped off. Um,
Okay.
Sunday was hot for us considering
It
what
wasn't hot
time of the
Sunday. It was
year it
It
is.
was
comfortable.
comfortable.
It was
Yeah.
It
comfortable.
was comfortable.
Yeah, Sunday wasn't hot. Like when we go out there normally, we have to decide on whether we're gonna sit outside or inside. Like that's how hot it is. And we're covered. We're in the shade the majority of the time. Like every now and then the sun will peek through. But where the cigar bar is over the Davidoff, there's this big, huge, I don't know what the name is, right by Fashion Mall right there. So we are covered most of the time, but it's still that hot air is just it's oven hot.
And
In the
Kevin and
oven you
I
don't
have
see no light.
right. We have date night every Sunday, and we're kind of outside. So, um,
If I sat
Sunday,
outside, it wasn't hot. Because
yeah,
Scott don't
Sunday
do nothing
wasn't
over 70
horrible,
degrees.
but there are times
Yeah.
where I'm like, Kevin, we gotta sit inside. It's too hot for me.
It was too loud to sit inside Sunday, though, because everybody and their mother was screaming about that doggone game.
The games, right?
We
Exactly,
still talking
exactly.
about that game when that boy caught that ball off the Hail
So
Mary, bro.
good.
That
That
Hail
was
Mary was
amazing.
amazing.
That was crazy. But yeah, so Brent, you got to come out to Vegas, man.
I'm
You're gonna
gonna
have to.
Man,
come.
I'm surprised.
I
Like
think you
I'm
need to
surprised
stop. You
and
need to
eager.
start right at the top of Vegas Boulevard, and we need to go all the way down. We need to go from the MGM, which is not the top, but we need to go from the MGM. We need to go all the way down to Freedom, and you got
Now
to
we
stop
Nah,
gotta
let's take
get
them
to
from
everywhere.
it.
Mandalay all the way down.
Yeah,
Mandalay
yeah,
ain't really got
Mandalay.
nothing by it. I mean, if
No,
you're
I
gonna
mean,
no,
the
start
the
drinking
Luxor.
there, that's
inside
cool.
is, but the
The
tower.
Luxor is cool for me.
Yeah. Well, everywhere we're going, by the time he get to Fremont, he ain't gonna know who he
He,
is because he's gonna be
that
so
part.
drunk.
Fremont, he gonna be like, what in the Lord? He gonna be pleading the blood of Jesus. Because
No,
I
he won't.
definitely was. Well, I
He be
He gonna be
was.
joining in with
joining in
that
with him.
that hair,
I just
the
said
gorilla.
it. He gonna be joining in with him. Look at that lady dancing over there. Brink gonna go right over there. Come on, girl. I ain't gonna be
The
near
one
you.
that
I'm gonna be on
the
the
one that had
wall.
no legs.
Oh no. Oh,
Yeah, he
Brent,
be. Yeah,
Brent.
I know Brent.
This lady had
No,
no
we saw a lady
torso.
that
No,
we
she
thought was
had
in
no
the
torso.
yeah.
We thought
We
she
thought
was
she
in the
was in the
ground.
ground. Yeah.
She had no torso. I'm like,
She looked like this. You see, little man. She looked like this.
Like literally.
I
French, you
said,
stupid.
Kevin, look at that. I was so serious. I was like, look at that.
Anyway,
She
he
looked like
blessed
somebody
me.
stuck her in the ground
You
in the
said
sewer.
anyway. There was one girl I saw on it was Facebook. She was like, "Y'all come on with me. I'm gonna show you how I drive with my feet." She had no choice because she had no arms.
That's a
This girl didn't have no
skill.
arms. That girl had arms.
She had arms. She just didn't have a torso. I'm like, what?
You did
What?
see arms? Oh,
Yeah, I saw arm, but she didn't have no waist.
I thank God for not letting me go
she
through
didn't have no
that.
stomach either. How's
I'm
she
like, how is
eating?
she living? What is she relying on?
How's she eating Chick-fil-A?
Like
How's she
I
laying
wonder,
down?
I
Shut
wonder
up.
if
The
she
way
ever
she's
have
saying
a.
that.
I wonder if her
Shut up,
legs
Brent.
ever itch.
You wonder what?
If her legs ever itch.
Um, I told y'all this is gonna be a short night tonight. Yes, you know,
Like, do you still get the sensation like, oh, let me scratch? Oh
you
wait,
cannot,
I ain't got no legs.
you cannot tell her
Maybe
break a leg.
she never had
You
them. She
cannot
doesn't
tell
know
her
it.
break a leg. You cannot tell her that. You
Kevin,
can't tell
shut
her.
up and
Can you imagine
go.
instead of her kicking you, she just throwing her whole body on
Yo, I'm not going to hell with y'all tonight.
That.
I'm not doing
Too
it.
late. Look at your right arm; it's already smoking.
I'm pretty much done, guys.
I'm gonna just
I,
throw myself.
I throw myself at the mercy of the court.
Nah, I'm throwing
I
myself on the
give
mercy of the
myself
court.
away.
Literally. Oh God.
I give myself
Oh
away.
God. Mm.
So I
Thank
don't
you,
know,
Lord.
but yeah.
Mm.
All right, I'm done. I'm
Oh, I
done.
thank the Lord for my legs. Mm.
Do we know
He,
Avery made it, or do we need to put it in the group chat? Group
He
chat.
he's
ain't in
not.
there
He hasn't
yet.
said
He's still in
anything yet.
there.
He's still in
It's
there.
gonna
He
be
ain't
quite
here
a long flight. He got to come all the way from Carolina.
It's
Is it
like 4.5.
Carolina?
Well, I don't know if he had a layover.
Oh,
Cause see, that's the crazy part.
He's saying he'll be here Wednesday. This is still Wednesday.
It is still Wednesday, and it's only 7:50 by y'all. So
Oh, okay.
that
yet. Yeah.
time be messing me up. You know, when I was younger, me and my coworkers, we was just talking about this, and I know y'all can relate because y'all have been traveling for a while. When you were younger, you could get off a flight and go straight to work,
You're right.
and or go straight out and go to the club or go wherever you're doing or whatever. When you get off the plane, like just be like, oh, I'm ready to go. I hit the ground running. Now,
can I tell you though? The other day I did that. So I did a red eye coming back home, and got off the plane Monday morning. Got in the car. I mean, I slept too. I slept well on the plane. Got in the car, drove home. Jumped in the shower, changed my clothes, did a load of laundry, packed another bag, took my dog to the sitter, and back to the airport I went because I had to fly to Columbus for yesterday. Everyone's like, "How are you
Well,
surviving?" I went back to work today. I flew back last night, and
Because
I went
you're
back to work today.
young. Because
I
you're
mean, I'm
young.
39, and I thank the Lord for it.
well,
Well,
39 in the grand scheme of things ain't that young no more.
when you become 67 like I am,
Good
67.
night, Charlie Brown.
here's what I could say about that. I remember I did it one time, and this actually happened back in July. We left Philadelphia, and we went to New Orleans right after that. And the rigmarole that went on in New Orleans, I didn't realize how tired I was until we got back to the hotel after the first time. It had been twice. And I sat on that bed. I was like, now, about 20 years ago, I could have did this one. I'd have been downstairs at the bar. I'd have been talking to people. I set my clock. I said, I need to be up by this time. I went to bed, man. I was like, I don't even want to go out nowhere. I'm tired.
Yeah.
Because their time difference, they're only an hour behind Philly. But
Yeah.
it's just the whole getting off the plane. We going straight to the venue. We not even going to the hotel. And I was tired. I was like, I don't want to do this. Now, when I was with, back in Iraq, we were in Frankfurt, Germany. We had a 15-hour layover. Had a ball, just playing games, doing whatever. Then we stayed on the plane for like 12 hours and just, lively over there. Try to get me to do that now. I'd be like, first of all, I don't want to sit in no airport for no 15 hours. Now, that's the first thing. I just don't see the reason to do this. And then to get on a plane for 12 hours and then get to this country and now we trying to find something to eat. I wouldn't be walking around nowhere.
Yeah.
No. I'll be like, I'll eat tomorrow. I can't do it. I'm tired. So yeah, it's hard to do.
That.
It's hard to do. Yeah, we've done it. It's hard to do. The time, especially with the time difference. You know what I'm saying? It's
Yes.
And the thing is like I wouldn't mind.
West Coast to the East Coast is a pain in the butt. It really is.
Yeah, that's the part
because you be up at literally at midnight and it's 3:00 in the morning, and it's like, all right, I'm gonna go to bed now, and you got to get up at 6. You only had 3 hours of sleep. You jacked.
That's the part.
Yeah, it's for real.
I found out that I had 56 hours of sick time.
That's good.
I said 56 hours. Yeah, so I'm about to chew that up this week.
Yeah, because you wasn't you got COVID, friend.
Yeah.
Listen,
I'm not putting that on you. I'm
I don't. But I'm gonna definitely use it on Friday because I just don't feel like going to work, and I feel like y'all need to pay me for it.
Exactly.
Yeah. I had that thing came up too again about the shoremen and all those guys on the boats and working during COVID and all of that. And I promise you, man, as much as we think white folk can catch hell with nothing, yes they are. Because that man was like, if you don't pay us for this time that we're using with people dying left and right, we're doing all this other stuff, it's gonna be weird.
That's sad.
He's trying to get paid for that. The strike is over, but they still ain't happy with the terms,
Yeah.
So it's kind of rough, man. I just feel bad. Yeah. Tonight is an early night. This will be on YouTube. It is almost 8:00 here. It's almost 9:00. Excuse me, almost 11:00 on the East Coast. But we gonna shut it down. I got a lot of work to do, man.
You go ahead and you have you a good night. Tanya, help lighten this load. We appreciate you.
Got you. He's on his way.
Kevin, you need a release. All right.
Shut up, boy. Shut up.
He's got a few of those.
Hot and ready like a Little Caesar's pizza. Go ahead on and have a slice.
He's had a few of those, but we'll give him some more.
Mine.
Wait a minute. Wait.
Wow.
You could spit on me if I request.
Whoa.
No.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
Well, if he spit, you got to sit.
and I do.
All right, good night. I'm going. My wings is outside. I love y'all.
I love your wings.
I done said all I could say.
Scott,
I can't with y'all.
Scott, this is all your fault.
This is not my fault.
KJ, you're gonna see me in a minute?
On the phone, yeah.
Oh no, you ain't on the phone.
Lord.
I'm going. Good night.
Y'all get some rest.
All right, y'all. We'll see y'all next week. Next Wednesday.
Next Wednesday.
Good night.
Good night.
All right.
Bye, y'all. Ooh, Handsome, shut up.